Yes, let's join up. We're about to start for the evening section of the class. Let's give a minute for everybody to join up so that we can start immediately. Earlier, we looked at variables and data types, and we found out that we have different data types like the numbers. Then under the numbers, we have the integer. Integers are whole numbers. Then we also have floats. Floats are actually decimal place numbers. Then we have tuples, we have lists, we have dictionaries, we also have strings. So in this evening class, we are going to be looking at strings. Strings like my name, Augustine, enclosed in double quotes. That's what we're going to be looking at in details. So I'm quickly going to share my screen so that we can start immediately. Okay, so this is my screen. And we all know that we stopped at string.py. This is what we did in the morning. We looked at variables. And we said that variables are placeholders for values. We also say that variables names are case sensitive. That means that age in small letters is not the same thing as age in capital letter. We said also that variable names can start with letters or underscore, but they cannot start with numbers, but they can actually contain numbers. So these are examples of variable names like name, age, weight, year, color, details, fruits. We'll say that variables are placeholders for values, and these are the values. The value for name is Augustine, the value for age is 35, the value for weight is 95.5, the value for his year is true. Now we say that depending on the value that we have, we can now say the data type. If the value you're having is enclosed in single or double quotes and it's a collection of numbers, we call it string. If it is just a whole number, we call it int. It's a number with a decimal, we call that data type float. If it is true or false, we call that data type boolean.
If it is a collection,
if it is a collection of values like this, enclosed in a block bracket, we call it list. Or if it is a collection of a key value pair enclosed in curly brackets, we call it dictionary. And if it is a collection of values enclosed in a normal bracket, we call it tuple. So we say we're going to be going through all these one by one, and we looked at numbers, but in this class, we're going to be looking at string. As a way of completing this other one, I want to basically look at numbers. Let's say that we have, we declare this variable s equal to 20. Then we'll come down and declare another variable y. I'll make it equal to 3. We can actually do normal mathematics by doing z to be equal to, can make z to be equal to variable x plus, just the normal way you have plus y. So that is what z is. So if you do the calculation, it's going to give us the number x plus y, which is supposed to be 20 plus 3. So if we now say print, print z, So let's run this and know what z is. And you know that for you to print, for you to run, what do? You come to your console. This is your console. Simply say Python space, the name of the file. The name of this file is variable.py. So that's how you run this. But make sure you save. I did not save. So I did not see the value of this print. I'm going to say Control S to save. So it's now saved. I'm going to run this again by saying Python variable.py. You can now see that the value of this is shown. Print C is x plus y, which is 20 plus 3. So you can see. So you can do normal mathematical calculations in Python. Good. So having done this, other things we needed to know before we enter string, and those are the things I'm covering now. You can also have what we call casting. So I want us to look at casting. And in casting, what we actually do, we convert a given data type to another data type, and that's what we are going to be looking at now, how to convert a given data type to another data type. So how can we do that? We can actually say that x is equals to str. This time around, we are converting this value of x thing. We can say x equal to str. So what we are saying now is that the normal value of x that we had before, which was int, that we don't want it to be int again, we want it to be string. So once you attach this str behind it, then you've automatically converted. X is now not going to be seeing x as an integer again. It's going to be seeing x as string. We call it casting. We also cast y. The y that we have that was an int. If the y, we have y as a string. Let's say we come here and we say y is equal to, the string must be in single quotes or double quotes, equal to Tolu. You know, this is a string. You can actually convert this string to, let's say, okay, let me put something. Let's say we have 34.5. This number is inside a single quote, a string. Even if it is a number, but it's inside a quote, it is a string. So this is a string. So let's say you want to convert this string to an integer, you can simply say y equal to int, then in brackets, you can now put y. So this is going to cast this y that was actually a string and cast it into an integer. So it's now an integer. You can also cast, so this z that we're having is supposed to be an integer because x and y are all integers. But if you want it to be a float, so that you can use it for calculation that involves float, you're going to have float c, not float z. So it's going to convert this z that was actually an integer into a float. So this is casting, very, very important. I want you to understand it. Please, everybody, you can mute your video so that your video will not be so this is casting. So I've been able to summarize what we did in the morning class and also do a new thing under variables. So today we're going to be looking at, this evening we're going to be looking at strings. I'm going to see what I did here. So I'm now in under strings. So this is what I'm doing now. We are working on strings.
Looking at him, this kind of head. The boy felt bad. I saw it in him and I didn't like it. The boy is very fine.
So strings are iterables or collection of letters and numbers enclosed in single or double quotes. Example is name equal to Augustine. This is a string. And I told us that anything that was started with hash is simply a comment. That means it is not going to show. So all these things that are, all these write-offs, the prettier bracket pair colorizer and the live server that I told us to install as extensions on our VS Code, all of them, the interpreter is seeing all of them as comments. And that's why it will not read them. It will only read name. So now we're going to start strings because we want to look at string methods in this lesson. So let's start it out. So I'm going to give us some strings and we're going to manipulate the strings that I'm going to be giving us. So number one string I'm going to be giving us is my underscore name. That is the variable name, and it's going to be having the value of my name and my name is actually Augustine Emeka Ekene. So that is the string. So I want you to have this string. Now, this very string, I can simply print it out by saying print, then in brackets, I'm going to put my name. So once you want to print a variable name, it's going to print out the value. So you don't need to put quotes again here. But if you are writing this string itself, you would have put quotes. So with this, I can run this code now by saying the name is string.py. So I can, if you want to run the code, you simply say Python space string.py. So make sure you save before you run. If you did not save, nothing will come out, just like you've seen, nothing came out. But if I go back and say Control S to save, then I come back and run again, then I should see, you can see Augustine Emeka Ekene, you can see it on the console. So that is how you go about running your code, by simply saying Python space, the name of the file that you're working on. We worked on variable, now we're on string. So Python space string.py, you can see it has printed out my name. Python is able to read this other name Augustine, but it did not print it out on the console because we did not say print. So you have to prefix print and in bracket put the variable name so that you can have it on the console. If not, Python is going to see it, but it's not going to print anything. So now I'm going to have, we're going to do the first string operations. We're going to convert everything here, Augustine Emeka Ekene, to capital letters. So how do we do that? You can simply do that by saying the name of the string, the variable name, which is my underscore name. Then you say dot upper. So once you say dot upper, it should convert it. Then make sure that you put brackets, because this is a method. So it's gonna convert this to uppercase. So to see it actually, we need to just print, because if you don't print, it will actually convert it to uppercase, but you will not see it. So to print, you enclose this in a bracket and just simply say print. So this will make it to print it out. So if I do Control X, then I come down here again and now do Python space string.py and run this code. You can see now, this is the Augustine Emeka Ekene, the first one that was printed with this print. And this one is, you're printing the uppercase of this my name, which Augustine Emeka Ekene. You can see that all of them are in capital letter. Now, if you want everything to be in small letter, you simply repeat the same code, but instead of upper, you're going to be saying lower. So I'm going to copy this paste back, but instead of upper here, I'm going to be having lower. So once I have this and I do Control S and save, then if I come back here again and run this code again, you can see I have the first one I did, the uppercase, and now the lowercase. So that is how you go about converting. Why are you doing this converting from uppercase to lowercase? You find out that there are some websites that when you go to them, if you try to type in something, even if you're typing in small letter, it's already in capital letter. So they have a function like this, a string function like this that says dot upper, that does that for them. So that's why you need to know this. Now, apart from dot upper and dot lower, you can also have another one that says dot capitalize. That means you want just the first letter to be uppercase. So if I say dot capitalize now, and then I save, I'm going to find out that only the A will be in uppercase. Then every other thing is small letter. You can see this is the first one, this is the uppercase, this is the lowercase, and this is the capitalized, having only A as uppercase. So these are basic string operations that you can do. Then we're going to move forward by doing what we call concatenation. So I'm going to preface this with a string operator, and I'm going to say concatenation. Concatenation simply means combining two strings. That's what it stands for. Combining two strings, concatenation. So let's try and do some concatenation operation. So let's say we'll print, okay, basically how you concatenate is by using the plus sign. So let's say you say my underscore name, which is the variable that we had earlier, my name, which is supposed to be Augustine Emeka. Then we'll say plus. That's how you concatenate. Then the other variable that we have here is name, Augustine. So I can say my name plus name. Those are two variables. So what it's going to do is going to say Augustine Emeka Ekene, and it's going to say Augustine. So let's change this to another thing. So I'm going to put my nickname here, which is Ono. So if I now concatenate my name and name, we are going to have Augustine Emeka Ekene Ono. So all these are going to come out. You can see that this string is in double quote, but this one is in single quote, because I said that you can actually have a string in either double quote or single quote. So this is what we're going to have. But you know, if we run this, nothing is going to come out on the console because it's not prefixed with print. So we are simply going to put this inside print statement so that we can print. So I'll put this and put this. So having this now, we can say Control S to save. So once we save this, we can go back and run again so that we see how it concatenates. You can see now we have Augustine Emeka Ekene Ono. You can see, so everything is joined together. So if you want to also put space here, we can even do more things here. You can still say plus, put single quote, leave it empty without anything, and we'll now put plus. So we'll do this to give space. So if we have this now, and we say Control S, so that because we don't want this Ekene and Ono to be together like this. So if we save this and then we'll rerun, you can see there is now a space between Ono and Ekene. So this is what we use in putting space. This is also a string, but it's an empty string. So you can actually do that. So that is what we are having. I hope we are hearing me. Is it clear from your earpiece? Good. So those are some of the string operations. But apart from the normal concatenation, there is also what we call string formatting that we can do. We can also do what we call string formatting. So I'm going to prefix this to know that this is a comment. So I can also check what we call string formatting. So this string formatting can be of different types. You can have what we call by argument by position or by F string. But I'm going to be teaching out the F string, which is what it's now used. That is a better way of doing it. So to do F string, we're going to say just print. Then in bracket, why I'm prefixing it with print is that because I want anything I do, I want it to be seen. So once you say F, then one single quote. Then you put everything you want inside it. So this is what we call string formatting by F string. So it's available for Python 3.6 and above. So with this, you can simply write all the strings you want inside. So I can say hello, comma, and I can say my name is, then in curly bracket, I should be able to put the variable that I want to put, and that is my name here. This is the variable, my name. So I will say my underscore name, and I close this curly bracket. So my name is my name. So if I save this now and run it, I should be able to see this done. So you can see, hello, my name is Augustine Emeka. So it's running perfectly. So if you want to have a combination of strings together, it's better you use this. So whenever you get to a variable, just put the variable inside a curly bracket using the F string formatting system. So those are some of the string formattings that you can use. So there are other string functions which I'm going to be showing us. We can do what we call swap case. We can do get length and the rest of them. So let's be looking at them one by one. So let's check out another string operation. So this very string operation is known as swap case. And in swap case, what you actually do is that if it was actually written in small letter, you swap it to capital letter. If it was in capital letter, you swap to small letter. So that's what you do in swap case. So how do you write the swap case? How do you write the code? You simply mention the name of the variable, then you say dot swap case. So let's say you say my underscore name, which is the variable, dot swap case. That's how you do that. And make sure, because it's a function, you put the what? The bracket. So this is going to, if it's going to check the string my name, if it was in capital letter, it will change it to small letter. If it was in small letter, it will change it to capital letter. So make sure you do what? If you want to see it, you have to enclose it in a what? Print. If you don't enclose it in a print, you will not see it. It will do the swap case, but you will not see it in the console. So I put print in front so that I can do what? Save. And if I go to run, you can see the last thing that is run here is hello, my name is Augustine. So if I brought this now, see, you can see, and I have Augustine Emeka. You can see everything that was in small letter is changed to capital. When I had this thing, this was what it was. Augustine, the A was in capital letter, the E was in capital, the other E was in capital. You had changed all of them. The things that were in small letter are now in capital letter. So that's what swap case does. I believe all of you are practicing all this swap case, uppercase, and all those things. When you're going to be writing algorithms in Python, those are the places that they are going to be employed in writing algorithms. Algorithms are very, very important. So when we'll be writing algorithms, all these string manipulation techniques, you're going to use them in writing algorithms. And that is why I'm teaching you that, because we are starting Python from scratch, we want to learn everything in Python. We want, at the end of this lesson, we want you to become the best in Python. And that's why we've come so low and we are starting it from low. So we're going to look at another string operation. And this string operation is going to be called get length. You want to get the length of your string. How do you go about getting the length of your string? How do you go about that? So I'm going to simply print out the length. So what do I want to print out the length of? I want to print out the length of my underscore name, which is the string. So I want to print out the length of this string, my name. So length of a string simply means when you count, this is my name. So count how many letters are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see the whole letter, you count everything. So that is get length. That's how you get the length. Once you say length, then inside brackets, you put the variable that you want to check the length. So if I do Ctrl S to save this, and then I run this code again, I will see the length. You can see the length is 21. So if you count everything here, you get 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So count including the spaces. So that's why how we got this 21. Is that clear? Are we understanding it? Abdulmin, are you getting it? Good. Fortune, are you getting it? They are very, very self-explanatory. Now we have also another string function known as replace. Replace, and that's what we're going to be looking at now. Let me give space and use capital letters so that it will be consistent. So let's look at another string function known as replace, and to demonstrate this, we are going to print it out, because when we print it out, we'll be able to see the effect. I'm going to say the variable name, which is my underscore name. That's what we're working on. So once you say that variable name, we'll say dot replace. So that's how you use this function. dot replace. So when you now say dot replace, you have to mention two things. Number one is what you want to replace. So my name has Augustine Emeka Ekene. I want to replace that Ekene with my nickname, Ono. So what I want to replace now is Ekene. So I simply write that which I want to replace, which is what? Ekene. So now, what do I want to replace Ekene with? That's what will come next. So I want to replace Ekene with what? Ono. So that's what I have. So you are going to find out that in this my name, Augustine Emeka Ekene, what I will now see is Augustine Emeka Ono. So if I run this by saying Control S, then I come down here and run this. You see now I'm seeing Augustine Emeka Ono. So this is where you'll be checking whenever you run. You see that all the print commands that I've given, all of them are here. So take note, all the print commands are here. That's why we have plenty things. But the last code that I run is normally the last one that you see here. So we're going to check out another string operation. And that string operation we're going to look at is what we call count. Is what we call count. Let me be consistent. So we're going to be looking at count. Count is actually when you want to count the number of a particular character in a string. So let's say if you look at Augustine, how many E's do we have? We have E, 1, 2, 3. Okay. There are plenty E's. So let's actually work on E. So let's create a variable of what we want to count and call it, say, sub. So we want to call what we want to count sub. So what do we want to count? E. So in single quotes, we enclose E. So we want to count the E's in my name. So let's do that by simply saying print, because we want it to be printed out so that we can clearly see what we are doing. So we simply say my name. Always note, whenever you want to do any operation, you must mention the name of the string that you're working on. And the string that we're working on is my name. So we say my name dot count. So what do you want to count? We want to count the sub. That's what we want to count, the sub, which is actually is, the is. So once we do that, we simply say Control S. And once we say Control S, we'll come down here and run. So once we run it, we see it's telling us that the number of E's are 4 E's. So there are actually 4 E's. So, and these E's are actually small letter E's. So if you count the small letter E's here, there are 4. This is E number 1, E number 2, E number 3, and E number 4. So that's what we mean by count. So I hope you're getting all these string operations, very, very important. Like I told you, you're going to be using them once you start doing algorithms and data structures. You're going to know how to split, convert a string to an array or list, and convert back from list to array, and all these operations. So that's why I'm giving you all this. If you want to pick out E's, you should be able to know how to do that using all these functions. They call it string methods. So using all these string methods. So pay attention to them, because we are going to be using them in future when we go into data structures and algorithm. And because you're going to be a very big developer, you're supposed to know about data structures and algorithm. So if you want to know the alphabet that you start a string with, so that's what we are going to test out the function to do that. And the function is simply start with. So that's the function. So when you say print, then in brackets, we'll put the variable name, like we all do. So underscore my name. So once you put it, you simply say dot start with. You want to ask it, what does this string start with? So to do that, I simply say dot start with. Then once you say that, you can now put in what it started with, what that string started with. So start with. So let's say we have, we're asking it whether it started with something. So let's say my name started with Augustine. So let's say we put ono that it did not start with. We are asking whether it started with or not. So I say Control S to save. Then I'm gonna run. It's gonna see, you're gonna see false because it does not start with or no. Okay, so there's an error. So this is how you see. This is very important so that you know when you have an error. So when you did not write the code very well, you're gonna get an error here. So you can see clearly. Here it's telling me that I have an error, and the error is str object has no attribute start with. So there's nothing like start with. So you now check back your start with. It's supposed to be starts with, not start with. There has to be S. So once you put this S and Control S to save, then you rerun again, and it should be okay. So I rerun again, and I still have a small error. So object no not found. So there is nothing like no because this no should be a string, but I didn't put it as a string. So take note of all these small errors I'm putting so that you can know the right thing to do and correct. So you can always see the error. They will tell you what kind of error, telling you that name no is not defined. You're supposed to make sure that if it is a string, it has to be in single quote. So having put it there now, if I rerun again, I should be able to get the true or false. You can see false. Now what? You're following back? Good. So it's now working because I put the right thing. Oh no, it's not my son. My name is not starting with Ono. But let's say I put Augustine. Let me see what it will now say, whether it's true or false. Augustine. So if I put Augustine and now do Control S to save, then come back here and run again. You can see true. It's now writing true because Augustine is actually starting my name. You can see Python is so sweet. Start with is like normal English that you speak. Count is like normal English. Replace is like normal English. Learn is like upper, super, swap case. So the syntax of Python is so easy because it's so related to what you use on your everyday life. And that's why we are enjoying it. So let's continue with the string methods. So we're going to look at another one, end with. You're asking to know whether it ends with something. So we have ends with. So we've checked whether a string is starting with a collection of numbers or whether it's ending. So how do we do that? The same way, just simply say print, then in brackets, put the name of the variable. Here we're considering my name, that's the name of the variable. Then immediately after putting it, simply say dot ends with. You see that almost everything we are doing in this string method, we are just using dot. Only in len that you need to put the variable in a bracket, but other ones, once you mention the name of the variable, you simply say dot. So I want to ask it whether my name ended with a letter. Let's say the letter is F. My name, Augustine Emeka Ikene, did it end with F? It's false. It's not true. So let me run this and see whether it will give me false or true. You can see false. Abi? But my name actually ended with E. So if I replace this F with E and rerun again, let me see. You can see it's not true. So you can see true. This is the last code rating. It's true now. So that is it. And it's very, very easy. Then another very important function that you need to learn about is what we call split into list. Split into list is so important because you're going to be splitting into list. This one is what you are going to be using so much in doing algorithm. Split into list. So how can you split a given string into list? So let's say you have Augustine, but you want to now turn that Augustine to A space U space G space U space X space T space I space N space E. You understand? All enclosed in a block quote, which is a list. You understand? So you want to space your Augustine to, or your Ekene, you want to space it to E, comma K, comma E, comma N, comma E. You understand? You want to just separate them into their different alphabets and enclose them in a what? Quote. That's what we want to do. So we call it split. That's what we call it. So let's say now you say, let's split something. Let's say we say print so that we can see what we are splitting. We normally put print because we want to see it on the console. So what do we want to split? We want to split the same string we are working on, which is my name. So we're gonna just say my name dot split. Very simple. So that's how you split. Once you say my name dot split, then make sure, because it's a function or it's a method, you put this bracket. So if I say Control S to save, then I come back here and run it. So you can now see that it's now split my Augustine Emeka Ikene. Can you see it now? It's now split it into Augustine, separate from Ekene, separate from Emeka. But if it was only one name, Augustine, you understand? It would have split it further into individual letters. Is that clear? Do we understand that? So that's how you split. You can also find the position of something. So let's look at that. This one is if we want to do what? If we want to find position of a given character. So that's what we're gonna do now. So let's find position. So to do that, let's print it out so that we can see it. Normally put print because I want to print out what I'm doing. So I say my name, which is the string we are considering. Then in brackets, I'm gonna now, before the bracket, I'm gonna say dot find, which is what the method. So inside the bracket, what do I want to find in my name? So let's say I want to find the position of E or the position. Okay, let me U, since U are not plenty there, you can see the first U is immediately after A. But can you see the U in Augustine? Can you see the U? Okay, let me use this, let me use name instead of my name. Can you see, go up, you see the first thing we have there is name equal to Ono. Can you see name equal to Ono? We've been working on my name for a very long time. So let's work on name instead of my name. Let's work on this string name. I know that string name is simply Ono, but so let's find where N is in Ono by putting N here. So let's find where N is. So let's save this and run it. So where is N in Ono? You can see N is in index 1. Can you see that? You know that index starts from 0. This O is in index 0. N is index 1. This other O is index 2. This other O is index 3. So find is when you want to find the position, the real index position of that very index. I hope that is clear. So let's complete the string methods. If you're having any issue, please you can ask questions. But let's complete the most important string methods. So you can ask questions like, is all alpha numeric? Alphanumeric simply means A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3. That's what alphanumeric is. So we can check this. We can also, I want to just do this fast. You can also check whether it's all alphabetic. You can check this. That means you're checking the collections in your string to see whether all of them are alphabets, no numbers. Then you can also check whether it's all what? Numeric, whether they are all just numbers. So those are the things we can check. So to check them, you simply write the code to check whether it's all alphanumeric. I can say print, then in brackets, we are working on string name now. We'll stop working on my name because we've done a lot of things with my name. So we say is name, we are asking the waiter name, and you know that name is Ono. Is name dot is all alphanumeric. So that's how you ask that. Is all alphanumeric. So make sure, because it's a function, you put the quotes. That's how you ask that question. If I copy this exactly the way it is, because it is very similar to this one, then if I want to ask whether it's alphabetic, I can simply say is all of them how far. So that's how I ask that question. So the same way, if I want to ask whether all of them is numeric, I can simply say is all what? Numeric. So that's how you do that. So you can see this is it all alphanumeric? Is it all alphabetic? Is this all numeric? So you're asking, oh no. Oh no is just only letters. So if you check, if you say whether it's alphanumeric, it will say true, because alphanumeric is a combination of letters and numbers. So this will yield true. Then if you ask is all alphabetic, it will also yield true, because oh no is just letters. But if you say is it numeric, oh no is just letters, no number. So this one we use false. So we're going to have true, true, false when we run this. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to come here and do Python space string.py. You can see true, true, false, true, true, false. So that's how you do that. And that's how we are going to come to the end of today's class, which is string methods. Please check out this, study this at home, warm up with it, so that tomorrow when we enter list and tuple and other things, you will be in the best position to do the work. And like I said before, if you're going to be advancing in Python programming and be looking at data structures and algorithms, you will need a very good knowledge of what I just showed you now. And that is why I thought it. I took our time to teach them one by one. So please do that. And you can always, like I said, chat me up on WhatsApp. Chat me up on WhatsApp to tell me to add you up to our specific programming group on WhatsApp, where you'll be updated on when we are having classes. Yeah, that's how we're going to end today. And from tomorrow, we are going to continue. Can I take one or two questions? Yes. Can unmute yourself and ask questions. Unmute yourself first. Can you unmute yourself? Do you know how to unmute yourself? Good. Unmute yourself and ask one question. Let us know. One or two questions. Let me mute myself so that I can hear you. Oh, yeah, you can ask questions.
Okay. I just checked my name, and my name does not have any numeric number, and it has all alphabetical number, but it gave me false.
Okay. Your name all have they are alphanumeric, they are alphabet. It's supposed to give you true for your name. For the first one, which is alphanumeric. It's supposed to also give you true for alphabet. Yes. So for alphanumeric, your name is supposed to give you true, because your name is actually a combination of letters. For alphabet, it's supposed to also give you true, because your name is making up of letters. But for numeric, it's supposed to give you false. So there should be a problem if it's giving you false for all of them. So check back and see whether you put your single quotes and everything. And also, in them, what we are using is actually a collection. You understand? Just use one single name. Declare a variable with one single name, not with all your names. You understand? So that the function will be more effective on it. Exactly. So try it. Just declare another my name and just say equal to Fortune alone. You understand? And run this code, then it will run. So any other question before we close for the day? I hope we all enjoyed ourselves. I hope we all enjoyed ourselves. Please, I need somebody to be recording this video. Make sure you can record it so that you can always look at it any other time and be able to assimilate what we thought. I hope we are understanding at the rate we are moving. Did you check it? It's now running. So it's perfect now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so yeah, it has to be a single name so that the function will be effective. Yeah, so we're going to be closing here. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. Always remember that everything you want is in Christ Jesus, and the surest way to success is by being a born again. Thank you. God bless you.